So guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be looking at some potential flashback items that we could see in FIFA 20 at some point throughout the year. Now, I know it does seem a bit early to predicting these kind of cards, and maybe it is, but a few days ago a few card designs for FIFA 20 were released, and I just really like the look of the flashback one, so I thought I'd make a video on it. In the comment section down below, let me know your thoughts on this card design. It's pretty unique, and it's much more detailed than last year's flashback item. But I really like it. I think it looks awesome, and yeah, I've got to say the special item designs this year are looking very freaking good. If you haven't seen any of them, just do a quick search on Twitter, and a bunch of them will come up. This year's special items seem to be so much more creative than in previous FIFAs, so in FIFA 20 you can expect to see some pretty colourful squads. Anyway, like I said at the start, in this video we'll be looking at some players who could potentially receive a flashback card at some point in this year's Ultimate Team. Now, before we see the players, I do want to point out the fact that I have purposely not included any player who got a flashback item in FIFA 19, as I'm unsure whether EA will want to repeat the same players or not. With all that in mind, down below in the comment section, tell me which players you would like to see get a flashback item in this year's FIFA, and also if you could leave a like rating on this video, that would be absolutely awesome. I'll more than likely do a part 2 for this video at some point, so don't worry too much if I miss out some obvious candidates. Okay, so let's get into things. The first player we're going to chat about today is Stefan El Shaaraway. Now, this guy's best card in FIFA was arguably his silver card from back in FIFA 12. That item in game was just ridiculous. It was so overpowered. Since then though, El Sha has received quite a few high rated items in Ultimate Team. In FIFA 13 he got an 88 rated team this season, he got an 88 rated premium SBC item in FIFA 17, and then most recently in FIFA 19 he got a 92 rated blue card. So if EA were to give this guy a flashback card, they'd have quite a few FIFAs to choose from to give him a relatable item. On the next slide, we've got Bastian Schweinsteiger. Now, this guy in FIFA 19 is a 76 paced centre-back. So, yeah, as you can imagine, his non-inform really isn't going to be very appealing to many people. However, if this guy got a special card and it looked anything like the card that's on the screen right now, I'm sure a lot more people would be inclined to use Schweinsteiger in FIFA. This guy obviously spent his best years at Bayern Munich, and during his time there, he got plenty of special cards, informs, man of the matches, and of course, blue team of the season items. Juan Mata is on the next page. Now, I actually thought this guy was going to get a flashback card last FIFA, but he never did, unfortunately. I think his best card in FIFA 19 ended up being one of them Europa League SBC items. But maybe in this FIFA, Juan will get himself a flashback item. Mata on FIFA 20 doesn't look the most appealing attacking midfielder with his 62 pace and his pretty low physical attributes, so a boosted version of him could be a pretty sought after item, especially if his upgrades are anything like what I've shown on the screen. Next to him on the next page is Christopher Smaldini. Now, yeah, he's another one who I'm sure at some point in some FIFA will end up with a flashback card. He's been a popular centre-back choice for years in Ultimate Team, and he's had 1 or 2 years where he's received some pretty decent special items. Smalling is on loan at Roma for the current season, and a high rated version of him would be great for hybrids later in the game. His non-inform is just an 80 rated non-rare card, but it actually doesn't look too bad for a non-rare item, and I'm sure Smalling's non-inform item is going to be pretty popular all FIFA long, because it's going to be very useful for hybrid squads and SBCs all FIFA long. One of the greatest goalkeepers of all time, Buffon, could be in line to get a flashback item this year. His normal card for FIFA 20 is just 83 rated, and its card stats really don't look too impressive aside from his positioning. He received a pretty big downgrade for this year's Ultimate Team. Now, obviously, he's not Juventus' first choice goalkeeper anymore, and it's very likely that his playtime this season is going to be very, very limited. So this guy's best shot of a high rated item in FIFA 20 could very well be a flashback card. Obviously, over the past few FIFAs, Buffon has had plenty of high-rated items, so a flashback to one of those cards would be pretty nice to see. On the next page is Mr. Olivier Giroud. Now, this is a card that I would really like to see happen in Ultimate Team. Now, I had this guy in my flashback suggestions video last FIFA, but sadly, he didn't get a special flashback item. I do feel though that a Giroud card with good pace in Ultimate Team could potentially make for a really deadly striker item. So hopefully in FIFA 20 we see a flashback Giroud that has decent pace. In the comments below, let me know, would you use a card like this? I think that card would be pretty freaking cool. Back before the days of Ramos and Varane, it was Ramos and Pepe, and in FIFA a lot of people used to love using Pepe's cards because he had decent pace, very solid defending stats, and physically in game he was always very good. As time has gone on, Pepe's pace has decreased, but he's actually still got a decently rated card in Ultimate Team. In FIFA 20 he's 84 rated, which is actually pretty good for a guy that's getting on in age. Nonetheless, a boosted flashback version of Pepe could definitely have some use depending on what upgrades it got. Hopefully it'll be a bit better than the card that I've mocked up on the screen. One of the best midfielders I've ever seen in action is up next, Cesc Fabregas. Now, I used to love watching this guy play when he was at Arsenal. I was absolutely gutted when he left for Barcelona, and then a few years later, I was even more gutted when Arsenal had the chance to re-sign him, and they chose not to, and then Cesc went on to Chelsea, and he won the league with them, so yeah, that's it's not great, is it? I truly, like, Fabregas is one of the best players I've ever seen play for Arsenal in my lifetime, so yeah, genuinely gutting. Anyway, we're going off topic. This guy has had some great cards in FIFA over the years, and a flashback Fabregas would be great to see, especially since in recent FIFAs, Fabregas' pace has dropped off quite a bit, so an upgraded Fabregas with decent pace and decent physical stats could make for a great item in FUT 20. Frank Ribery recently moved from Bayern Munich to Fiorentina, and at the time of recording this video, Ribery isn't actually in Ultimate Team, which is pretty odd, but I'm sure he will be added very soon, probably when the full game launches, when we get that first patch, I would imagine. Anyway, in FIFA 19, this guy got a really good 93 rated end of era card, which was very, very popular. I came up against it in Weekend League in pretty much every game after that card was released, either in starting 11s or it would come on as a super sub. Anyway, I'm sure a flashback version of this guy in FIFA 20 would be just as appealing and very popular too. Ribery's had some high rated cards over the years in Ultimate Team. He's had numerous informs, man of the match cards, team of the season items, and in FIFA 14 he also featured in the team of the year. So yeah, I think a flashback Ribery would be pretty awesome. How much would you guys pay for a card like this in FIFA 20? I've got Hulk on the next slide, and even though this guy does tend to get a couple of informs each year, a highly upgraded flashback version of him would be pretty brilliant to see in Ultimate Team. Let's just quickly look at the stats on this guy's FIFA 15 Team of the Season card. They are unreal. Like, he's got a 90 rated overall card, but it's got 98 shooting, 90 passing, 91 dribbling, and 96 physical. Those are some absolutely insane numbers on a 90 overall card. His FIFA 20 base item actually looks pretty solid aside from the average pace, so an upgraded Hulk with decent pace would be pretty lethal. Next up is Falcao, who has actually now moved from Galatasaray from AS Monaco. Now, in this guy's prime, this guy was one of the best strikers in the world. I don't think anyone will deny that. And a card which quote-unquote flashbacks to those prime years would be pretty special, and that would be good to see in Ultimate Team, in my opinion. Now, Falcao never had like blistering pace, but his finishing was exceptional, both in FIFA and in real life. So yeah, a flashback Falcao I'm sure would have pretty impressive shooting stats. Would you use a flashback Falcao in FIFA 20? Let me know in the comments. On the penultimate page we have Mr. Alexis Sanchez, a player who just a few years ago was ripping it up in the Premier League with Arsenal. Then he signed for Man United, and things didn't go too well from there. In 32 games for United, he actually only managed 3 goals, and now he's currently on loan at Inter Milan. At the age of 30, it could be fair to say his best years are now behind him. So yeah, he might be on a decline, or maybe he'll have a resurgence. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know. In FIFA, this guy is obviously no stranger to special items though. He has racked up quite a few over the years of Ultimate Team. He's got special cards at right wing, left wing and at striker. And it's in that striker role that I personally would like to see him get a flashback item. The final player we're going to talk about in this video is Jerome Boateng, another player whose best years may now be behind him. He's definitely fallen out of favour at Bayern lately. Boateng was actually on the end of a pretty big -4 downgrade in FIFA 20, so he's now 84 rated, and considering he had a 90 rated card in FIFA 17, he has fallen off quite a bit. Boateng over the years has actually been one of my go-to centre-backs in Ultimate Team. The guy is tall, he's strong, and in most FIFAs he had some decent pace too. I think a flashback Boateng would be incredibly popular in this year's FIFA, especially considering the amount of decent players in the Bundesliga in FIFA 20. So guys, there you have it. You've just seen a bunch of players who could potentially get a flashback item at some point throughout FIFA 20. Like I said earlier in the video, I probably will do a part 2 for this video at some point during the year, so don't worry too much if I've missed out any obvious candidates for flashback cards. With that in mind though, in the comment section down below, be sure to let me know which players you personally would like to see get a flashback card in FIFA 20. And remember, they don't have to be players who were really good, who had loads of team of the season cards in previous FIFAs. As we saw in last year's Ultimate Team, they can be players who were overpowered in previous years as well. Anyway guys, don't forget to leave a like rating on the video if you have enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new around here as well. Thanks for watching, and as always, I will catch you in the next one.